I might share the story a couple of times throughout the day, just to hit it at a couple of different points. But yeah, so really what prompted me to do this, because right, I mean, I literally just dropped this into the group chat like an hour or two ago, and I felt this. It's very interesting when I get the download or I get the prompt. It's like I get energized. I'm like, oh, it's time. But because it's about having other people really be available. Oh, it was just 555 on the timer. It makes it a bit awkward to get everything set up, and so I really appreciate your being here. I really, really do, because it was very much spur of the moment. And whenever it was coming through, so the last few days, and most specifically yesterday and the day before, I had a really intense migraine again. Like I left you guys a message in the group around it, and all that pain radiating up my right arm and into my head, and it like basically it splits. It goes like straight down the side into my neck and goes all the way down into my shoulder, and back into my back, my shoulder blade. And so obviously this was from the things that I spoke into. A lot of it was, holding my phone up, having my phone in my hand. That's not the trigger, but it triggers the trigger, because when I'm consistently consuming, then I'm not holding an awareness that's present, and it's basically not aware of itself. It's aware of whatever it's consuming, but it's not aware of whatever it's regenerating or generating. It's not aware of the story that it's generating. So because of this, what was already there, what was already underlying, was just being triggered even more so. And I want to say, like, the biggest gift that I got today was, obviously I've had this story coming up around being called into court for the situation. I'm not even going to speak the words because I don't want to give it any sort of power, but being called into court for this situation. And I realized that the only time that I felt a certain way about it was if I was going into the future, into the possibilities of what could happen, what the word, and then even then, what hit me today was like, but what is the word? Like, there is nothing bad that can happen. Like, there's really nothing bad that can happen. Honestly, the biggest thing, and this is just from me visiting this time and time again, from recreation, from cycled beliefs, all this stuff coming up. I just don't like the idea of having to go out of my way to deal with it. That's the biggest part of it. It's like, I just don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to have to go up to the courthouse. I don't want to have to be in that situation. I don't want to. And so it was really just like this feeling perturbed because it was disturbing my peace. But if I let it disturb my peace, then I'm projecting myself into a future probability that's only going to end up playing itself out in that way. So when I'm present and I'm in the moment, I'm at peace, because I'm not focused on what could happen. I'm just here and I'm loving it. I've been having fun. I've been out playing with Bruiser. We've had a really good day. And yesterday when I went into that meditation, I did 2 of them, and then I did the dreamscape one, which was really cool. I imagined, like, I projected onto the screen, even though I can't see visuals, I just use my other senses to relay the message. But I was projecting Bruiser coming out, Bruiser playing, Bruiser doing his lizard checks, like all those things, because he hasn't been doing that for the last few days because of the storms, or the last week. We've been saturated with rain. And I really couldn't do much either, because we had flash floods. It was like really intense. And so I imagined it, and that's exactly what happened today. The exact scenario, almost to a T, played out today. That was a really beautiful gift. And so I got to see that, like, really everything happens exactly how I created. I felt like I knew to bring that story to the forefront yesterday, not because I wasn't really bothered by the fact that he wasn't going outside. There was no emotional charge around it. Honestly, he was going out once a day. I was happy with that. But it was a good opportunity to kind of take something I'm familiar with and play with it. But it almost was like a sixth sense that I already knew it was going to happen, and all I needed to do, because it already exists, I just needed to present myself with an opportunity to play in that story. So now today I'm gonna do the one around the event and see myself clearly there and experience it. And I was actually playing in that last night. I was playing in this Delulu state, not quite as extravagant as yours, Mina. Yours was very beautiful, but I was basically using these. I was talking to the universe, like, universe, you love me. Like, I know you. You just love me so much, and you're so cheeky because I see you showering me with blessings, and I see you putting those miracles in my way. I see you raining those blessings down on me. I see you, you little cheeky universe, you. I mean, like, I was talking to the universe like I do to Bruiser, and I was just like getting all giggly and just like, oh, universe, you're so sweet, you know. And I actually, what was really powerful was I had a client supposedly lined up to do a one-on-one, and they might even see this video. I don't know. But this person had reached out to me twice, and both times with the pretense of setting up a session and then backing away. And like, okay, well, I don't need it now because I've had all these things happen. And then coming back saying, well, okay, well, I'd like to schedule it. And then as soon as we get ready to schedule it, it's like, well, no, I've had things happen. I don't need it. That happened. Like, I was literally getting ready to reach out and confirm the time when I got the message that the person didn't want it. And that had happened after I was in this state and I was affirming how blessed I was. And I realized that I felt it kind of from the beginning. And if this person is tuning in at any point in time, just know that I'm not saying this from any other point other than acceptance of vibration. I love that. I love that, Mina. And in the acceptance of the vibration, I felt kind of from the beginning that it probably wasn't going to be an aligned session. And what was really interesting about that this time around is I had no attachment or agenda. I could definitely feel it. I was like, even though I'm sitting in a space where I could really use the money, I didn't make it about the money. I knew from the beginning that it probably was not going to align, because the last time this person had any contact with anything that I am and that I offer was like 2 years ago. And I have I have grown by leaps and bounds since then. So this means that vibrationally, it was not about booking the session. It was about seeing how I respond to what's happening during the process as this person moves in and out of what they are thinking, basically, because it wasn't a commitment. So it was a beautiful opportunity to see that it didn't matter. I was like, both times I was just like, okay, well, I wish you the best on your journey. And now that it's happened twice, I'm also just, if there's a third time reaching out, I'm not going to entertain it. I apologize. No, I don't apologize. Because there's no sense in that. Either you're fully committed or you're not. And if it takes you 3-4 times to even attempt to do it, then it's not aligned. We're not meant to connect. I'm meant to learn something from the exchange, and that person gets to learn something too, whatever it is. I do feel like they received some of my free sessions, and I hope it seems like they learned some stuff from that, and that maybe that's all that was necessary. So that gave me an opportunity to practice that. And with what I'm about to bring forward, it's a very important realization with practicing playing without attachment, right? Like playing in this state of being abundant and wealthy and financially stable and secure, but without placing that agenda on what I am, because what I am is a vibration of wisdom. And even though that is my offering should always come from a space of me just wanting to speak, because it is what I am. It is me as creation in motion. And as I am creation in motion, I just simply express myself, like without expectation. If someone is fully aligned and vibrationally committed, then we commit. We're there. There's no second thoughts, there's no doubts, there's no nothing. It's already aligned. But if it isn't, then it's a moment to learn and grow from maybe to see if a past version of me is going to attach to it. So that's awesome. I look forward to receiving. I absolutely do. And I feel like that's the really, so with that being said, the way that our physical body is formed. So, one of the things I spoke into when I was mentioning bringing this through was how we hold things, as you guys know, because I talk about it. This is what we do basically in the group, is we focus on the stories our body holds. And we have 4 bodies of consciousness. We have the physical body, the mental body, the emotional body, and the soul body. And with those bodies of consciousness, they each hold what I feel are stories. The physical body is obviously the most dense. But when we actually go through the process of releasing the story and actually retaining a sense of a more pure state of existence, where our physical body can actually vibrationally harmonize with our 6D body, our 3D body aligning to our 6D body. Our 6D body, think of our 6D body as like the original image, and it's the purest image of ourself, and it replicates itself through 3D, through all those different layers of consciousness, through all those different stories. There's these infinite versions, infinite probabilities of all those replications of the Ka body, of the 6D body. And a lot of times, because we do not give ourselves permission to tune into one of the bodies, it becomes imbalanced. And when it becomes imbalanced, when our morphogenic field cannot cohesively and connect and align all bodies in harmony, it's because it can't get through. And it can't get through because one of those bodies are blocking it. And a lot of times, this is because we have not become aware of how we feel. It could be that there was, and like I mentioned in the voice note, there could be one moment, one story, where you chose to, in that moment, retain a certain belief and a certain way of feeling, and that is controlling the totality of the experience. I'm going to take us through a practice of reviewing our energy body from left to right, front to back, and then bottom to top. And I noticed a pretty big difference between my left and my right. I also noticed a difference between my bottom and my top. And we're going to get to see just what's there, what's present, and kind of how you tune into that. But we're also going to see how it is we choose to approach tuning into feeling. So I would like for you to just imagine that your solar plexus is like a drum. And your solar plexus is where you process your emotions. So everything, all these beliefs, all these cycles, as they start to pass through the solar plexus, you start to project a certain way of feeling, I sense. And a lot of times these feelings, when we come into connection with certain feeling, we either shy away from it, or it overwhelms us, or we feel like maybe we can't even access it. What was beautiful, what came up for me earlier, was joy. That might not have been the case a few days ago, but today joy was my most, as soon as I tuned in there, and I'm like, what's feeling is my drum pound beating to right now? And I just heard joy, and I felt joy. And that's also what I picked up on my right side. I did feel some heaviness on my left side, but that's where I feel the stories at. That's where I feel the major blockages at. It's also my receiver line, which is my abundance line, which makes sense as to why everything is being pushed out right now, so that I can receive myself more abundantly and recognize that my offerings are not about the money. Even though money is a part of the exchange, it's not about the money. And I have to stop making it about the money, because then I shift out of the dynamic of I need you to pay me to survive, because I don't survive. I thrive. And if I thrive, then I have to shift out of the mindset that I need to survive, if that makes sense. So, we're definitely going to tune into those things. and see maybe what story. So if you want to have a pen and a piece of paper, you're more than welcome to, or you can just type it in the comments or whatever, depending on what feels most aligned for you. I'm also doing intermittent fasting right now to give my body time to mend itself. So I'm just drinking coffee. Coffee is really good for lengthening your telomeres. Or at least it supports vibrationally in that. And I've turned my regular water into crystalline water. So with adding fruit components and sea moss and vitamins and stuff like that. So it's serving a purpose other than just dehydration, because water does dehydrate, right? It flushes the system. That's its main intention, is to flood, because we're already water. So we don't need the money. We don't need your money. We just make the world dance. Forget about the price tag. Very true. Exactly, Mina. We are paying with love tonight. And that is exactly, I love that. That's the motto. That's the theme. And that's the way it feels. It really does. I feel like the biggest component that was missing in my life, at least consistently, is gratitude. Like, can I look around me and see how much abundance truly exists? Or am I expecting abundance to appear to prove to me that abundance exists? And for me, I look around and I see I have an abundance of support. I have an abundance of love. I have an abundance of connection. I have an abundance of food. I have a roof over my head. I have an abundance of home. And not just that, my body is my true home. That's my true house. That's my true home. But my projected home, I have an abundance of that. I have an abundance of land. I have an abundance of everything around me that I love. So instead of expecting abundance to appear before I can believe in it, I give myself permission to give thanks, to be grateful for the abundance that's around me at all times and the opportunities. There are things that used to appear for me that I would automatically just ignore or kick out as spam, because for me it was like, oh, that's just somebody wanting money, or it's just a spam message, it's not true. But as I played with just seeing what it was about recently, I mentioned I've received some free gifts, an Amazon seller. I've got some free gifts, and all I have to do is leave reviews, and they're going to work with me and send me their products from now on. Like, that's awesome. I had somebody else send me one that works with creators, and I actually looked into it. It was valid. That's offering a free location. It's a really nice location for retreats. Now, I don't do retreats, but I see it as an opportunity. Should I want to step into offering something like that, I have a space that I don't have to pay for. So things like that are showing up. And before, I would have ignored it, and I would have just been like, oh, that's spam mail. And I would not give it time or attention. But now I'm actually seeing that there has been an abundance of things available to me all along. I've just been ignoring it. So now that I see abundance in everything and I don't kick anything out, I just give myself an opportunity to review it, to look into it, to see what it's all about. There might be something there that I can use. And this means that everything is always available to me. And now I even see my own manifestations appearing, like what I projected with Bruiser. And so it's been fun to just, we've practiced so many different approaches in the group, right? It's been really fun just to play and to see how we can just incorporate all these different things and learn how to access different states of consciousness by fine-tuning the awareness. So today, as I haven't really brought any other dimensional aspects into play for a while. But what caught me today was I was hearing this other channeling speak into about the 60 Ka body. And immediately I saw 60 as a mirror to 3D. And I've never seen it that way before. I've never actually seen the mirror effect that way. And so it allowed me to see that, okay, if we have all the archetypes, which is where a lot of people are playing at right now, is in the 4D archetypes, and they get caught up in these beliefs of other gods and other goddesses. Obviously, it's still a layer of reality. It's still a dimensional layer, but it consumes a lot of time and energy because people end up looking into something else other than themselves, right? They look to another source. Now, if we were to look at 4D in its purest form without the archetypes, there's actually let's think of it as the bridge to the higher realms. So it's basically like the gel that holds these higher realms in connection with the 3D, because the 3D is a very dense space. So, but there's also a lot of archetypal aspects that are present in that dimension. So if you don't get caught up in that and you harness 4D, you can start to integrate these other dimensional aspects for what they really are. Well, since we're playing in the 3D, we look at the 6D as our mirror. And the 6D being the mirror, it's basically, like I said, the original image. So I want us to review in our other bodies any stories or any feelings or anything that we need to be aware of that could be blocking that. Let's think of it like that astral glue that's holding everything together between here and that 6-dimensional mirror. And not only that, but I do feel like there's a lot of stories passing through the collective right now. And I feel that if you're not aware of yourself, then you get caught up in the story. And all it takes is a moment to connect to that story and to believe it. And then to get caught up into some fear cycle, which then consumes your energy and it consumes your time. And our time is relative in the 3D, as we all know, to the sun and the moon. These are cycles. And there is a theme to every cycle. And if we start paying attention to those themes, we can see what stories are connected to those cycles and what themes are connected to the stories. That's where I'm tuning in right now. Hang on. I bet you do. I have that song in my head. It's actually playing in the background. Exactly, Mina. Exactly. And that's really, like, even with the playing in the abundance like we've been doing, it's actually been really powerful I realize, like, in the present moment, and just in the present moment, if I'm here right now and I'm not working towards the other stuff, and I still get to do that because manifestation is an implementation of certain processes, shall we say. But one thing you mentioned, which is also one of the most powerful and important ones, is hitting that brainwave state. And that is true. That is very true. That is one part that I feel like I wasn't implementing enough. So we want to use hitting that brainwave state. I don't know about you, when I hit that brainwave state in the meditation, it was just like being in one of these activations. Like I was literally a wave, and that 9th dimensional pull, it's like this, where I feel like 9th dimension, or where the dimensions overlap, they're like, the way the image that I saw, it makes sense because it's exactly how I feel it energetically. I feel it's like this, I'll share it with the group, but it's like they're overlapping each other and they're intertwining. And so when I'm in that state, and it's the state that we reach all the time here, it's that deep transcendental state. That's what it's what it's always been, or at least that's what I go into instantly. I don't have to try, I don't have to count. It's just, I'm like, oh, okay, so that's where I need to be, and I'm there. But I get, I'm moving like a wave. I can feel this magnetic suctioning that's just like pulling me up through here, but I also have the suctioning that's pulling me through my root. It is very palpable. And that's what happens here. And I'm like, okay, so maybe, and that does make sense. That's why things were moving a bit more easily when I was doing more of the lives. But once I lost the agenda, I felt kind of lost in stepping into them. And now Now it's just simply about having fun and exploring without the agenda and still reaching that same brainwave state, which I'm, excited to consistently explore. So, different states of consciousness. So if we look at, we have a mental state, a physical state, an emotional state, and a soul state of consciousness. When we start fine-tuning our awareness, we exist as awareness. So this means, one thing like I was sharing with Becca, is that when you fine-tune your awareness, you accept that you don't wait for something to happen before you become aware that's of the reason why it's happening. Now, it's going to take that. I mean, it's what it takes for all of us at the beginning. We really don't know why something's happening until it happens, and then we sit down and review it. We ask the questions, and then we're like, oh, okay, so that's why. But when you start fine-tuning the awareness, you realize something's happening every single moment. Now, that's how we've broken time down, is into moments. But true time, let's say nature's time, is cycles: moon cycles, sun cycles. So, well, if we take all of those cycles and we were to suction it into the presence of now, the moment, I will reference it as the moment. We can become aware of an entire cycle inhabiting our awareness right now, like what's connected to this moon cycle. I'm definitely aware that some moon cycles are heavier and more intense than other moon cycles. There seems to be certain fear packets connected to certain moon cycles in certain months than other months. So that's caught my attention. I've actually been keeping note of it in my calendar. I've been, every single day, I have a note of like what the energy was, what took place, like some of the main components of what took place, if the Schumann's was active, things like that. Because I want to start becoming aware of the cycles even more so. Not because of the planets, not because of the moon, but what we have directly correlated to the moon and the sun in the term of what a 3D time cycle is, right? There's stories connected to that. And if we can understand those stories, if we can live within the awareness of the story, well, then we don't have to wait till it happens to feel bad and then try to uncover it and break it down. So that's where I'm at with that. One thing that I heard was that whatever the weather's doing, whatever, like the new moon, whatever is happening on that day of the new moon is basically what defines the rest of the month. And that kind of makes sense, but we'll see. That's something that I just heard. We'll see. I'm you guys know I go with my own internal guidance, but I have that in my awareness. So this month feels, in terms of the cycle, there's been a deep-seated clearing. I mean, like we talked about in terms of even money, it feels like everything is being drained so that in this next cycle, what comes back is more pure, is more fulfilling, and is more nourishing. So I want to be aware as we come to the end of this month, anything that we need to pay attention to allow ourselves to be fully present and fully available for the next cycle without anything carrying over. So I also want us to have an opportunity to become aware of our 6-dimensional mirror, which is our pure image of our body. That's where our body is existing in its purest, and it's consistently, think of it like if you had an original image that you were going to put into the projector, all the information, before it was transmitting all the different lines, all the different photon waves, that original image is that Ka body. That's that 6-dimensional body. Our different levels of dimensional consciousness, again, physical, mental, emotional, and soul, it's what breaks it down. It's what makes it look different. So I want to, and of course the physical body is the most dense, the soul body is the most light. So as we work our way up, the more attuned we are to the soul body, I feel the easier it is to harness a physical body that's balanced, that's whole, and that can receive from that mirror image that's most pure. So let's see what all that is. I'm just resetting all this to make sure I get all your comments. Okay. So We also want to use the libraries of the Akash. And I know that there are those that mention that there's record keepers, and I have used this in these transmissions. But I really and truly feel like we are the only ones that can access our Akash. I feel like, but we also work with those that we call record keepers if we are not in a state that can fully receive it with clarity. That maybe those record keepers are basically like gatekeepers, and they allow the wisdom to come through more clearly without an egoic oversight, if that makes sense. So let's dive in if you're ready, Mina. So just go ahead and give yourself permission to start dropping in. And one thing I am going to invite in is if your feet are crossed, just give yourself permission to be aware of your feet, just like you would be aware of the top of your head. So I have my feet touching the floor just to bring in some extra, okay, cool, just to bring in some extra sensory. So let's go ahead and begin there. Just take a few deep breaths. And I want you to just become aware of the space between your feet and beneath your feet. And as you're taking a deep breath and you're becoming aware, give yourself an opportunity to just really, really go deeper into your senses. To first feel your feet on the ground. And then to see, can you feel any space between your feet and the floor? Do you feel any space at all there? It could feel like a breeze blowing through. It could feel like maybe some vibration. But see if you can sense that space. And just taking deep breaths to relax the nervous system as you're becoming more aware of the senses at the base of the feet. Allowing your body to expand its entirety with the inhale. And with the exhale. I'm already moving to the center point, so the brainwave state is already activated. And as you're becoming aware of your feet on the floor, become aware that you are being fully supported by the ground, by the floor beneath your feet. You can relax your body. You can basically just allow yourself to melt into your nervous system because you are fully supported. You're also supported with the seat beneath you. Give yourself permission to become aware of the seat. And just feel how supported you are. And if you don't mind, just let me know, Mina, in the comments once you feel yourself. If you feel you have reached that state, I'm there. I'm already floating and moving and you know, I'm feeling myself moving in this pattern of dimensional connection. It's like 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. Okay, awesome. Now I want you to just quickly, I'm just going to drop this into your awareness. Imagine there is a triangle that begins at the base of your feet. The base of the triangle is 1D. As the triangle begins to move upwards and it intercepts, as it moves upwards, you're going to get the middle part is about 2D. And as it intercepts your pelvis area, that's 3D. As we move higher, above the lower 3 dantians, we are moving higher in dimension. Now, really what this means is experiential levels. And these dimensions are all around us. The inverted triangle that goes above us would be the higher dimensions. Now with that, I just want you to just leaving that in your awareness for now. So basically just allowing yourself to envision a triangle below and a triangle above. And now I just want to bring your awareness to the left side of your body. Just gently giving yourself an opportunity. My head's starting to turn. My head's already going to that side. Tuning into the left side of your body. Becoming aware of not only the left side, but what that left side feels like. What do you sense there? And can you feel the spaciousness as it continues to move further and further away from the body? Seeing how far your awareness can expand beyond the body and also within the body on the left-hand side. What sensation comes to you as soon as you become aware of that side of your body? Oh, I heard dread. Immediately, dread. And I also feel some sadness, like it feels almost dark and heavy and alone. But I also feel the nurturing. I feel the nourishment. I feel capacity, spaciousness. I'm hearing that over-identification of the feminine has burdened the feminine. And I feel that something passing through the collective, of course, this like over identification. But we just want to become aware of any sensations. Does it feel open? Does it feel closed? And then when you're ready, begin moving your awareness to the right. And immediately joy, spaciousness, acceptance is there to greet me. But I'm also aware of parts of me where I'm like hard on myself and there's competition, demand, but there's also determination. A sense of accomplishment, but also a lack of trust. Jealousy over accolades, and also an awareness of the unconditional state I exist in. It feels more open, but it also feels more hollow. Like it's open, but it's like, it almost feels like it's empty. It's open, but it's empty. Does that make sense? Oh, and I might have said sorry. I went to the left first and then to the right. So the left, but you know, I've got good feels on both sides. I do. I've also got there's more heaviness on the left, more openness on the right. But that openness, again, it feels like, right? It feels like it's open because it's hollow. Like the capacity to hold stuff, I can feel that. Okay, cool. The capacity to hold stuff, like the nurturing and the nourishment, I can feel that on the left. It feels hollow on the right in comparison to that. But I'm hearing service begins on the right. Which is very interesting because the over-identification with the feminine says that, right? It's the feminine, the rise of the feminine, that's where the service comes in. But I'm actually hearing in the masculine, to give the attention to oneself in order to serve begins in the masculine, which is basically like the prompting. And so that right side, exactly, the action. Yep. And when we take that action, the left side holds the space for it to be received. But I do feel like there's something on that left side that's going to need to be opened in order for that to happen. Okay, let's bring our awareness back to the center. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed. And as you bring your awareness back to the center when you're ready, yeah, I feel that. I feel that. I'm with you on that, Mina. I feel like there is such an over-identification with the left that the right is saying, I have space for you. And you're holding the space and you can fit into that hollow space. That's what it feels like. It feels like the left fits into the right. And as you become aware of the center space, again, I want you to just become aware of the space itself. See how far out your awareness can travel. And see what's in that space. I'm hearing peace and prosperity, gentleness, coherence, unity, the coming together of the tribes. Glory for God, love for self, impurities becoming pure. And in this space, I can also sense where the left and the right feel equal, which is very interesting. The left still feels a bit heavier than the right, but I feel like that's, as I have this awareness of how that left can fit into the hollowness of the right, it almost seems to fit, right? It's like it almost is meant to be that way in a sense. It's not, it doesn't feel imbalanced. It feels like it's a part of the puzzle. And just becoming aware of what's there in that central space. It's interesting, as I'm rocking more to the left, like I dip over more to the left and then I right myself back up. There is definitely some heaviness there, I guess. Okay, and once you feel ready, then bring your awareness to the wing space, to your back. Just becoming aware of the space in between your shoulder blades. Feeling as that space grows and expands. And then seeing what you become aware of in that space. I heard the word tetrahedron, wholeness. I'm also hearing decahedron too. Seeing how far out the spaciousness goes. I keep hearing mirrored unity as well. And when you're ready, bringing your awareness to the top of your head. Just becoming aware of the top of your head and the spaciousness, seeing how far out your awareness can travel. And seeing what is in that space. I heard God immediately. The eternal self, dialogue of oneness, rapture, sainthood, spirit, the Great Awakening. And becoming aware of the sensations at the crown, or at the top of the head and above. And then when you're ready, just moving it to the feet. Becoming aware of the sensations, the spaciousness, and what is there at your feet. I'm hearing stability, security, foundation, the life I build, what I build my life upon. I'm also hearing consumption, hatred, calamity, but I'm also hearing counsel, support, security. And of course, I'm not surprised at the polarities coming in with it being a 2D entry point. Okay, the magnetic pull is like really, the entire field feels pretty intense at this point. I'm curious if you're feeling it any similarly as I am, but it's like my left side, my right side, above my head, down to my feet, front and back. I can feel it intensely. Even in the gut, in the pit of my stomach too, I'm actually feeling it there too. But I can feel each of those points very intensely. Becoming aware of these sensations is becoming aware of the magnetic architecture, or the six-dimensional field. The morphogenic field. Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful. I love that. And we are holding this connection right now with our six-dimensional field. Yes, I love it. I love it. I want to be sure I got everything that you said. Yes. And this is it. And that's a beautiful reflection of what I would say our six-dimensional image is. It's our Ka body, our light body. And it's always, our morphogenic field is always giving us the purest, and I mean the most purest transmission of health and vitality. But obviously those layers of the different levels of consciousness, they sometimes block this field, and it's very strong right now. Yeah. Good. Yeah, I can feel it. The root and sacral are really open. And those declarations, that's the power of using your voice to express what you hear. It's so powerful. It activates. Oh, my nose is itching. I love it. And I can feel it. And feeling just how you are this house of vibration, holding the purest image. Now let's add some ohms to it. That's intense. And right now our nervous system is remembering the rhythm of its morphogenic designer. Ooh, major pull in through the feet. Oh, those magnetic currents. Oh, that's intense. Oh, it's intense. Those ions are going crazy. Right now we're receiving a flush to the field through the Om. I have so much draining in my sinuses. And accepting the rhythm from all dimensions, allowing the dimensional light to infiltrate the field. Coming in through the connection of the 6-dimensional Ka body, the morphogenic center. As we receive it, beginning from the top of the head, right, back to center, left, back to center, up, back to center, down, back to center, back to center. Download is fully received through the morphogenic center from the higher dimensional frames. You might, I don't know, you might be like me, you might notice that your head is following the rhythm, or your body may be following the rhythm of the pattern of receiving. And you can also, oh, it's opening up so much. Wow. You can also allow your awareness to tune in and see what shape is being transmitted through this design. Right now, this dance, this pattern, oh, as you can tell by my yawning, is resetting the nervous system. You can tell by the motion my body's doing. It's just resetting everything. so many yawns, my goodness. Between the yawns and the draining. Okay. Oh, that's a beautiful. Oh, I can see the prism, like I can see the prismatic design. It's like looking at a kaleidoscope almost, but you can see all the different wavelengths coming in. Like, basically, I guess the way they look at before they come in, before they reach our eyes, before we create a very specific image. And just becoming aware of the state. What a beautiful reset. I don't know about you, but like there's so much with my eyes closed now. Like I can see so many designs. I can see so much depth. I can see so clearly. So let us bring forward the patterns, and let me first ask in requesting access to our own Akashic libraries. So requesting access. Oh, I love that. That's beautiful, Mina. But together they can help each other. I completely agree. And I'm actually feeling it, like, and I'm being pulled. My right side's like tugging me down. It keeps doing that. Like I just, I feel like a bobblehead because it just keeps doing that. I just keep getting pulled to the side. Almost like somebody's, like a child is tugging at my shoulder. Like, hey, pay attention. Hey, pay attention. But when you mentioned the feminine has been deaf, what that just reminded me of, and that just brought to my awareness, is like when I talk to my mom, there's no awareness around what's being said. I could have a whole conversation and she could have no clue what was said, and 2 seconds later ask an answer to a question that was literally just discussed. And it's been a consistency I've noticed throughout that feminine. Throughout the feminine is the pretending pretending to receive. If I show up and I'm a feminine, or I'm in the feminine, then I'm receiving. But do we even know if we're receiving? And if we're not, it's because we don't have an awareness of what receiving actually feels like. Oh, that's crazy. Well, it just goes to, I mean, again, just a deeper reflection of how the feminine is even, it's like the feminine's having to scream to be heard right now. Like, look at me, I'm feminine and I do healing. Look at me, I'm feminine. You know, let's heal the masculine. The masculine needs to heal. But they've always been there supporting each other. One doesn't need more than the other. And in their essence, in our original template, it's all whole anyways, like we feel, right? And I'm sure you felt that like me once we did our scan and we connected all the dots. Our awareness connected all the dots. Even now, oh, it's kicking back in. That morphogenic field is pure. And it's strong. Exactly. Just needs acceptance. That's all the feminine needs, is acceptance. That's all that's been lacking, truly, is acceptance. Oh, this is getting really strong. I feel like an arrow just went through my third eye, and I can see it's like a shadow right there, and there's just like all this light pouring in. Oh, and I'm also feeling really nauseous. Oh. There's a lot coming in. A lot. I can feel it pouring in on the left and right side. It's like liquid, and it's coming in around my neck and my throat, and it's like pouring in around my shoulders. And I can see it in my mind's eye. I can actually see it. See, I'm being pushed back. There's a lot pouring in. It felt almost like my nervous system's going crazy right now. 1 second. I feel like I'm going to pass out. It was like an arrow straight through my third eye. And I can see it coming in, and it's just like enveloping my entire body. And it felt like ecstasy and like throwing up at the same time. It's penetrating my root big time. Oh. Oh. Oh, that was a massive point of receiving. I'm tasting metallic in my mouth. Okay, it's getting better. Oh, that was like, it's like really, I need to touch something for a second. Wow. Let me just touch something for a second because that was intense. It was like liquid light. I can taste it in my mouth. Like I said, penetrating the third eye, coming in on both sides. Like both sides are so heavy right now. Ugh, it's like all in my stomach. Okay, well, let me see the message. Can you retype that message and use a different word so I can see it? Hang on. There we go. Okay. Okay, it's still not letting me see it. I don't know. It just says this message was held for review, and I can't see it. I guess the last message you sent, the very last one, right before that one. You might have to use different wording. I guess. I don't know. I don't know. It's just saying I can't see it. Okay. That might help. I'm like kind of nervous to do toning because sometimes it usually intensifies it for me, and it's so intense right now that like but touching I'm touching I just need to touch something because that was like so intense, that blast. I don't know if you experienced it in the same way, but it was like ecstasy. And like I said, it was like ecstasy. I could feel it also penetrating my root at the same time as my third eye, and it was like yeah. This is a very intense download. Very intense. I'm just gonna lay back. I'm gonna need to walk around for a minute because if I don't, I'm probably gonna throw up. Like, that was intense. Give me 1 second. Oh, it's always so. I feel like just chatting and talking is gonna be something that I'm gonna need to do right now. So, and there just so happened to be, when I walked out to hug the tree, there was a burst on the Schumann's at 22. The power was 13. The burst was 22, 444. Right at the same exact time I was hugging the tree. I was releasing a lot of power into we both are right now. Seriously, releasing a lot into the planet. I don't know, like I'm just going to need a moment of conversation. Can you let me know how that was for you when I was having my moment, like how it was received for you? Oh, good. Like, that was so, I mean, like, you couldn't be more spot on. That felt like somebody just taking a gun, shooting it into my third eye, and it just was these strands of liquid light that were just, I mean, I don't know how you felt it. Yes, yes. And just being swarmed with light, and it went directly through me, like in my entire field was just wrapped in light, and it went straight through my nervous system, all the way through my root and back up. I mean, I could feel my entire field, every bit of it, connected all the way through the earth and back. And it was like so intense. I was like, I just need to touch that, like, right? That's why we were feeling like we needed to touch something. That was a massive, massive download of light. A massive download that was coming in from the higher dimensions. And what's so beautiful is we literally had a reflection of 444 on the Schumann's. Okay. Beautiful. Well, it's, it's going to come through exactly how it needs to for us to receive it. And usually, right, exactly. It's always like that for us. I mean, seriously, I don't even think it exists in any other way. But anytime I'm in the moment of bringing something like this through, it's always more intense. You know that. You offer. You know how it is. Like when you're holding the space for it to come through, it's always going to be more intense than the receiving side. But it's still, very powerful. So, whenever, as we were exploring, so we can, the exploration of the morphic field. So you did feel that very powerfully though, right? The 6-dimensional morphic field, like where we were just this source of vibration, and that's what opened it up. So, in this space, when we come into and we bring our awareness, we touch those points, we're opening our field, is what it felt like. And when we open our field through those points, we harmonically align through those points of awareness to our 6-dimensional image. And that allows this to come in. It feels, it was definitely a planetary download. I don't know if I want to. I heard it was in connection with that atlas. But that information's been so readily available that I don't know if I fully accept that. But I don't want to kick it out either. Oh, wow. And it was 13321. Okay. Then that was a direct download from the Atlas rocket, or from the Atlas comet. That was a direct download. So, oh, no wonder it was so intense. Those can only be intercepted, I'm hearing, through a higher dimensional reference point. It's consistently transmitting, but there has to be grounding anchors, ways for it to get through, or more easily. I mean, it's getting through, I feel, anyways, regardless, but it helps it more easily get through. Okay, so okay, coming back in, just attuning, retuning, coming back into the field. Okay, so what was the download? What was that burst that was just received? I'm receiving like a lot of data, like proximity stellar intercourse, proximity stellar intercourse, data received. Intercepting node. (20A) Pisces. This must be where the signal's coming from and bouncing off of. It is a really intense, and like in my head, it's really heavy and intense vibrationally. And I can see these waves that are coming in, and there's, looks like words but not words on the waves. This could be geometric patterns, I'm not for sure. Quantum intercept. It's a very broad bandwidth. Like, I'm just starting to open. Like, that's a very broad bandwidth. Are you feeling this, Mina? like so expansive. Like I'm just consistently opening. I heard it's the mass resurrection of the planet. Mm. So, like it. This it's just like hold like it just holds me up. You know, it just holds me up. Again, directly coming in from that third eye. It's like it penetrates. It pierces through that space. Oh, so penetrating. Like you know it's coming in from there and then it just goes out. There it is again. Left and right side opening up. I can feel it. The patterns. Again, I'm hearing tetrahedron and decahedron. I can feel it anchoring into all of those points. All of the call body points, I can feel it anchoring. Feels like little energetic hooks. Yep, lifting me up too. Yes, that's exactly what it feels like. Like I'm about to be lifted up. Like seriously. I'm hearing, child, there is nothing left to do but just exist as the light. To play in the light. To honor yourself as light and shadow. There's nothing left to do. Hmm. Yes. Yes, you can feel it melting in. Yes, that's exactly what it felt like. Is like it's penetrating and coming in. Mm. Yes. I heard there is purity at the heart, and you are pure. Carry the sacredness of this space into the world, into the heart. That color is like it's a blue, like almost like a teal blue. No, like a really bright, oh, I don't know what color that is. It's very, very beautiful blue. Not baby blue, it's brighter than that. It's more ultra, like ultraviolet without the violet. Obviously, it's brighter. It's beautiful. Doesn't it feel good? Moving through the body. It felt like it was like anchoring in through the like the body, and then it just came in, and then it just moves through. These are 6-dimensional, 7th-dimensional signatures, and 9th. Signatures, not, I don't want to give anything specific, but just signatures in terms of vibration. They're geometric, and they're geometric and speaking to us, transmitting through the light. I'm so grateful we did this today. Obviously, there was already coming a cosmic alignment. Oh, we were meant to receive it. And, okay, that one, yeah. That burst, like I said, was amazing. 22, power 13. I love those, like, just 4-4. And I saw 22 on my clock last night. Actually, I saw a lot of reduction to 4s last night, which is very, I've been seeing, and your message right as we came into this was 4-4s at 1:12 my time. And the message was 4-4-4. So obviously everything was aligned for us to receive this. Like, you can't get more perfect than that. I mean, truly. Excuse me. Oh. Such a beautiful reception. And what's interesting is that I knew, like, I had a sense of kind of what was going to be present. I had no clue the Atlas was going to come in. I had no clue any of it was going to come in like this. But I was guided to receive a little snippet from Barbara Hanklow's book, The Alchemy of the Nine Dimensions. And one of her meditations is I didn't practice it, I just heard it. I'm sorry, no, I did. Oh wow, that was really vivid colors, like blue and magenta. Very vivid colors, very blue, very magenta. Like if I were to take a photo of the sun. But anyway, so that was playing and I was reviewing, like I did the left and the right, like I mentioned at the very beginning. But I didn't actually like sit in the meditation and do any of it. I was like, oh, I feel that'd be a beautiful practice to incorporate. And I felt like we were going to go into the Akash. But what was very interesting is as soon as I was getting ready to ask about going into the Akash, it was like, no, boom, download. Like it hit. It was like so intense and so powerful. Basically saying, like it feels like everything was opened. Like it doesn't even, not that the story doesn't matter, not that that doesn't matter, but I feel like I'm not leaning over to that left side anymore. I feel like just fully rejuvenated. I feel like, again, that sensation was so overwhelming. It was like ecstasy and discomfort at the same time. I felt the penetration of ecstasy though. Like I felt it. It was just like someone took a sword and stuck it in my nervous system full of light. And I felt the eruption through the root, but the nausea was so intense that I couldn't fully like comprehend it. But the amount of data, the amount of atomic waves, photon waves are intense, and there's a lot of ultraviolet there, a lot of ultraviolet. I'm picking up just slightly behind my eyes there, a lot of ultraviolet light, which is beyond the sensory perception normally. Yeah, ultraviolet and some geometric designs. I would say that's the pattern. Interesting. Yep, I would say that. Yep, that's the pattern. Oh, that's very interesting. I can see it really clearly. Like just contrast of shadow and light. I can see so much depth. There's so many wow. It's like looking at a completely different world. Even when I open my eyes, it's there. Whether my eyes are closed or whether my eyes are open, it's there. That's crazy. Like my eyes are open and I still see it. My eyes are closed and I still see it. Like it's not the back of my hand that I'm seeing. I promise you that. I'm seeing something else. Like so clearly. Oh, that's crazy. I bet I do. That was so crazy. Oh my gosh. Like, I can see, like, I don't even know. I'm going to see if I can find something online that can accommodate what I saw, what I'm seeing. It's like looking into a dimension, and it's just depth of geometric patterns, almost like a cookie cutter. Like if you were to do a cookie cutter outline, and that's basically what was presented to me from like how the sixth dimension is. is, and the representation of it on the 3D is a bunch of cookie cutter outlines. Wow. That's pretty crazy. That's my mind's not like fully able to like comprehend that right now, but it is and it isn't. Wow. Thank you, Mina. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The depth at which today presented itself was such a treat, such a gem. I have been dismissing the Atlas comet pretty well. And I feel like that's why the Atlas spoke and downloaded, and we literally had a Schumann's reflection from it, and in that moment of connection where I connected with the tree and you're connected with the ground, and the Schumann's is like reflecting the impact. So I feel like the importance of that is the fact that I haven't been giving it hype. I feel like the Atlas spoke because I wasn't obsessed with it. Like I feel a lot of people are like, and they're just downloading all these messages. And yeah, I saw Carly shared that one link, but I've received, okay, so in connection with that, I downloaded that there will be 5 events. I don't know if they're going to happen over the course of 7 days or 5 days, but anyways, basically right after 10/10. So I also heard like October 30th there would be an event, and it's 155. It was just 15515. Wow, on the live clock. You gotta love that. And it's 3:33 p.m. my time. So oh my gosh, that's amazing. That's amazing. Hang on. Becca's did I not post it? Oh goodness, did I not post the link in the... Oh, I'm so sorry. I guess I didn't post it in the general chat. I think I just sent it to you privately. My bad, you guys. My bad. I'm so sorry. I only heard Mina respond, so I posted on Instagram, and then yeah, so Becca's probably gonna... I didn't, did I? Sorry. Becca might be dropping in. I just saw her message. I don't know when she sent it though. So yeah, so on the 11th, what I heard... Welcome, Becca. Sorry, love. Mina was the only one. She was the only one, so I thought I dropped it in. My bad. We're closing it out, but I'm excited for you to receive it. So the events that I received would be like the 11th through the 11th or 12th through this, something like that. Oh, now my internet's starting to go a little crazy. But there's been a lot that's happened in this live, just to let you know, Becca. It's been very powerful, very, very beautiful. And I'm looking forward to others and just seeing what other people have in terms of experiences. So I did hear that there would be 5 events that would be taking place. So hang on, let me see if there's anything that comes in from what we received in terms of the Atlas. Are these it? Let me just... Which is interesting because I heard catastrophic, and they're not catastrophic, but that we've already had the tropical storms. There was a Schumann's. We actually activated a Schumann's burst that reduces to 4.4. So it was intense. I'm hearing December and October. And I'm hearing 4 to 5. But I want to be aware as I'm saying this. it's already I don't like future casting. I don't like saying, oh, this is going to happen. I've never been a fan of that. As soon as we start getting into thinking that we can predict something, then we get consumed by that, I feel like. So the precursor to these is already been in motion. It's already, meaning what I feel is that we've already been on a crash course. The majority of the energy is going in that direction. So I don't know what the events are going to be. I do feel like the preceding blackouts that have happened on the Schumans is where some of these events were incorporated. There has to be something, there has to be a transference that happens energetically. Yeah, and I'm hearing the Atlas is not a predictor, it's a resonator. It is not here predicting a future, and it's not a part of the prediction. It's a resonator, it's a field resonator. Harmonizer. We felt that today. Bandwidth expander. So I feel with what's coming in, we'll see what happens. I feel like I'm automatically kind of in a position, because I don't really like future casting, that I'm not going to receive it. So, yeah. Anyways, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful session. It was just 20002. And we had a lot of fours preceding it. We had the 4 in the Schumans, the 2 4s. It was literally a burst at 304, and which reduces to 7. And I heard that the signal was coming in, and then the signal was coming in from like 6th and 7th dimension. That reduces to 7, or from 6 to 9. But the blackout meaning on the Schumans resonant on the Schumans, but I do feel like there could be a blackout. Like this is okay. So when I was playing around in the storyline for the upcoming court date, I imagined it as I actually received this before today's live, that there would be a blackout, and that all the data would be wiped. And that's what I played in. I played in that story. I did receive that. I was like, so what could be some of the outcomes where I could walk into something like that and literally nobody would know who I am or what happened, or I heard it gets dismissed because of, there being nothing there, and no one showing up. So that's what I was playing in, not just because I heard it, but it gave me kind of some fuel. I'm not expecting it to happen that way. I'm creating it from that point. But those are just some things that came in. So I wanted to share that, which is very interesting because you mentioned that just now, and it took me back to that moment. So, and I feel like some people have connected, have said that, like there'll be a worldwide blackout or something, but I don't know. Maybe it just came to me because I've heard that. I don't know for sure. But today was amazing. Thank you. I look forward to you receiving it. I will definitely drop the link into the group chat. I apologize for that. Or I'll just send it to Carly because you guys both have access to it now. Yeah. How are you feeling, Mina? Are you feeling pretty whole and complete from this? I don't feel like I thought maybe we would be reviewing some stories, but I don't even feel like it's necessary at this point. I feel good. Yeah, definitely have heard that for sure as well, Becca. Look at that. And it was 3:33 minutes ago, and it's 3:41 p.m. my time. Oh, good. But did you feel pretty whole and complete from the receiving? I'm definitely like feeling activated through the spine. birds are going crazy. I think there's a bird nest right out there. I'm feeling, so yeah, I'm feeling it in the spine. So, um, I feel like with everything that's been received, yeah, you feel that? We were kind of going in the same direction with it. And I can tell you right now that the vertebrae of the spine, when that download came in, just so you haven't, like, it's that it traveled what is it called, Jacob's ladder. It traveled the spine of the world, our spine, which is the ascending point. So and I feel it moving back through the vertebrae again. There's just such this, like, I mean, like, I saw the design, like, I can see the design, but I can see so much light just emitting from my third eye. Not just because, I mean, obviously, I know there's an open window and such right there, but I can always tell. Most of the time, it's just dark. It doesn't matter. And it's usually bright. It's much brighter out than it is right now, normally during our lives. So, the light that's coming in is very specific because you can see the tendrils. You can see, like, how it opens. Yeah, it's starting to open my chest up again. Okay, so Becca, just to dial it, just to give you an opportunity to dial into this really quick. I'm not for sure if you can already feel it. We went through a process of going left, right, up and down, but just let yourself drop in and just kind of surrender to maybe some of the things that you might hear us reflecting, just to tune your awareness there. Right now, there's an opening in the chest. It began coming in through the spine and the back of the head. The third eye is being blasted with light right now. And it's opening up through the chest. You feel that expansion in the chest as well? Just out of curiosity, either one of you. Okay, good, thank you. And I feel it's like seeping in between my legs, and I can feel it in my womb area. It's almost cramping like. Now it's pulling down, it's suctioning down through the spine, it's pulling down. And just going to, yeah, I'm feeling it on both. I can definitely, now that I'm becoming more aware of the back side of the head now. And the spine again. And the shoulders. This one was like the amount of light that came in, it was so powerful. So calling forward the connection to Atlas 5. Receiving any transmissions, because they blasted us with it earlier. We're still being blasted with it. The bandwidth, the frequency is very large. It feels like it's cracking my chest cavity open, to be honest. And my wing space and my spine. Like it's pushing my hands and my arms apart. Okay, this is Syrian. I'm hearing that it's Syrian. And we hold like, honestly, I feel like when it comes to shared galaxy, like shared universal consciousness, I feel like Sirius is a shared universal consciousness with us. Like, yeah. Wow, that's intensifying. I can feel it very I was just about to say very specifically up underneath my jaw and my ear. I can feel this outline. I can hear the tones in my right. I can hear it in my right. Just earlier, I could have sworn there was a moment where when we were being lifted up, when I just felt like I heard the most beautiful music. I smelled or tasted caramel there for a second. One of the two. I don't know. My senses are overlapping, so I don't know if I smelled it or if I tasted it. But I had a sensation of caramel. Probably connected to the gold that we saw and sensed and felt. Be silent. Oh, I didn't see that. Be silent so you can hear our message. The storms will roar, but you will be still. That's beautiful. Oh, thank you for delivering that. I didn't see that. It feels like something's piercing in between my wing space. Like being plugged in. Oh, it's very prickly. Almost like acupuncture. But it's suctioning in. As you can see, that's my elbows. Everything's back. just keep hearing thy will be done. Right? Isn't that cool? I am so grateful. Awesome. Awesome, Becca. Good. I am so grateful that I stayed. I almost was not gonna, like, when it was just me and Mina, I was having a moment where when that download came in, it was so intense on me that I had to step outside and go hug a tree. And I really was not thinking, yes, it's like pins and needles. That's exactly what it feels like. I didn't think I was gonna be able to continue, because it was so intense. And then that's when the Schumann's hit. But I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that I stuck around because it's been so beautiful and expansive. I just like I listened to some things that well, I listened to everything that Mina's been reflecting, and I did what Mina was guided to do. I tell you what, that tree saved me. That tree saved me, bless it. I just went out and just stuck myself to it. It's just like I need to touch the tree. After I retched a few times, I just went and stuck myself to the tree. So I hope you guys didn't have to hear that. But it felt so good when I connected with that tree, like everything was fine. I just, it was like reconnecting it, grounding it into the earth. It was like and that's exactly what Mina was saying, was like, toning and touching the ground, touching the earth. And that's when I went outside and I grabbed the tree, and we both together, it was like this transmission activated the Schumann's. And there was a reset, it feels like, or at least there was a burst. I don't know how it's showing up on there, but it feels like a reset. And we all played, even though I'm just speaking from how the situation happened from the experience, but you're all a part of that experience, because when you come back to the replay, you're going to have your own experience of it. And so, Mina, I'm very grateful for your guidance in that moment to just ground me, to let my nervous system ground itself. So I thank you for that. But this has been such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful transmission today. As you can feel, it's just so expansive and open. Like, it's just, my entire body is open and receiving so much. And I feel whatever it was that was blocking that left side doesn't feel like it no more. I heard the Sirius High Council of Light has activated the Syrian High Council of 7. And that burst came through at, I think, 3:04 p.m. Now, High Council, those are words, those are just points of reference. I don't give it attention like I used to. What I feel it means is there's been an application of frequency. I feel like it's a reference to frequency. Thinking of High Council as a chord, a collective chord. Or at least that's what's coming through. And that's how I interpret it. Cycle of the Ashwanda. Y'all familiar with that word, Ashwanda? But I can feel it. Ugandan, it's Ugandan. Ashwanda, cycle of the Ashwanda. It's Ugandan, maybe a Ugandan word, I don't know. I can feel it though. It does. It's familiar, but maybe that's where the root of the medicine comes from. Maybe the medicine comes from this, like a cycle of discovery. Ashwanda, because I keep hearing it's a cycle of Ashwanda. Opening the mind. I mentioned the different vibrational bodies of consciousness: physical, mental, emotional, and soul. This is the cycle of the mental, the Ashwanda. This is why we're undergoing the transformation of our thoughts and our beliefs. And each one's a level of mastery. We have two more. As a collective. Now, it's those of us in this group, we work on this all the time. Now, depending on your commitment to it, that's a different thing. Everyone's pathway is dependent on their commitment, their level of awareness, the fine-tuning of the awareness. I mean, everyone's at a different point on their path. But this group space is committed to the full mastery of all, which then gives way to the collective expansion within that. And right now, just setting the intention that from this state, I just accept that all things are happening for my highest and greatest good, that I am the master of my reality, and I am receiving blessings and miracles every day, that everything is always working out for me. I just want to cement that. That I am grateful and honored to have this exploration and this moment of discovery, because it has been a very powerful one. And I just want to say thank you. So grateful. So grateful. I'm definitely seeing the power and the intention to go in and doing the inner work. That's something that kind of just passed through in its own way of recognition through my awareness, is that these cocoon phases where we go deep into the discovery of ourselves brings us to a moment like this where didn't even have any clue, and because like I said, I've been ignoring the whole Atlas thing, and it boom, by opening ourselves up to the receiving of ourselves in our purest, or in our, at least in our dimensional density body, which is 6-dimensional mirror, the mirror to the 3D, to receive that. When we open and receive that, we receive a very powerful transmission and download, which upgrades what I feel is our entire reality. And of course, we make of that what we will. So, thank you both. Thank you. I'm still feeling this. I'm still feeling the bandwidth very powerfully. Again, it's just piercing right through my spine. But it does feel whole and complete in the receiving. What do you feel, Mina? I can like very, very specifically feel my tailbone. I just feel this like cup. I normally don't feel my tailbone like that, but I can sense it very, very clearly. That was very interesting. I can just sense it very clearly. Okay. All right. Okay, my loves. Well, just allowing the awareness to rest in the central space, giving yourself permission to just pull everything into that central space and anchor, having the awareness that you are anchored, that you are grounded. Of course, if you need to touch something like I did earlier, you can, to complement your grounding. Or we can complete it here with some ohms. Close it out with an ohm. Just resting in the Om. And shielding the space, shielding, anchoring, closing it out, closing the field, closing. Not shutting it down, but just closing it so that from this point on, we are very, very aware of what comes in. We don't want to just leave it open and wander around and we're not fully aware. We're fully aware in this space. We go from this space and we're not fully aware and we're wide open, then we let anything into our field. So closing the field, closing the space. There we go. All is complete. Thank you, beautifuls. Oh, thank you. What a wonderful, wonderful session today. Feels so good. Feels so good. Feels so good. Very, very exploratory, very beautiful. And I'm so grateful. I truly am. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And yeah, let me know if anything else comes through. Mina, I'm gonna, I feel like I'm gonna need a minute to catch up with the messages, but I definitely will. Feeling like a little bit drunk. So I love you, and I will definitely catch up in a little bit. So thank you. I love you both. And I will catch up with you in the chat. Mwah. Love you.